The Department of Energy Secretary and former Texas Governor Rick Perry said he wants to talk with the author of the Green New Deal.
Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's plan would completely overhaul our economy and workforce in an effort to combat climate change. KXAN's political reporter Phil Prazen looks into what the Green New Deal is and how Perry wants to continue the path.
A few gathered outside the Capitol Friday for a school strike for climate. Christina Lewis is a high school student and worried about her future world.
And it's just the fact that nobody seems to care. Everybody seems to be too engrossed in the fact of the economy is making money for us by us degrading the resources.
One who is taking action on that is freshman Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Her Green New Deal is not a detailed policy plan, instead a set of goals, ridding the energy and transportation economy of greenhouse gases within 10 years.
I think having a conversation about the Green New Deal is a good thing, and to do it in a thoughtful and a polite and a respectful way. Just because somebody doesn't agree with what I believe in or I don't agree with their outtake doesn't mean we don't need to continue to have the conversation.
Secretary Perry hopes to steer the conversation to liquefied natural gas, while still a fossil fuel, a cleaner one. He wants America to export it to other countries to help them wean off coal production.
Let's look at how realistic these goals are for the next 10 years. Here's what happened in the past. According to the EPA, the largest sources of greenhouse gas emissions are transportation and energy production. First, with transportation, the cars you drive and the planes you fly on put out carbon dioxide. In the last 15 years, CO2 emissions have gone down 23%, so it would take a drastic change to the way we move around to meet those goals. So now, what about energy production? In America, more than 60% of your electricity comes from fossil fuels. Since 2007, renewable energy has nearly doubled, according to the EPA. Crude oil and natural gas has also increased, though. Coal power is the one that's gone down. In 10 years, it will be very difficult to shift the entire energy economy to only renewables. But Ocasio-Cortez says the stakes are high. The Green New Deal also mentions a specific marker. It's trying to prevent the Earth from warming 1.5 degrees Celsius. I don't know the impacts of that, but our meteorologist David Yeomans is an expert on this. Thanks for doing this.
Of course. So the 1.5 degrees Celsius warmer is a benchmark where the research shows if we hit that kind of tipping point, the impacts from climate change might actually accelerate, even without any further input from humans. So basically it might be kind of a tipping point for the world of which we can't recover from.
And is there any kind of timeline of when we would see those effects happening?
It all depends on what we do with our emissions, but it's interesting to see the 2018 worldwide temperatures just last year. We're already at the 1 degree Celsius warmer mark than pre-industrial levels, back before we started burning greenhouse gases. That means we're already, what, 2/3 of the way there.
And have we seen these effects in our everyday life?
We have, and that's why it's hard to quantify. You know, if you boil the frog slowly, he won't notice, versus if you just throw it in the boiling water. We're already seeing some of the impacts, such as fewer freezes, which means a longer growing season, which means worse allergies in central Texas. Hurricane Harvey, of course, we've talked about it here on KXAN before, about 1.5 foot more rain fell from Harvey in southeast Texas than it would have without the warming that we've caused.
And a lot of these issues are pretty complicated. You guys have a lot of resources online. If somebody wanted to know more, where could they go?
KXAN.com weather blog. We're always posting the latest stuff about climate change and, more importantly, what it means for central Texas here.
Well, thanks for talking with us.
You got it.